You had told a story that I'd read online. I'd be willing, if you know what I'm talking about, and it was one of the most touching and sad stories I've ever heard about you speaking with a terminally ill child. Would you be willing to share that with us?
Sure. I got a letter from a man who said that his little 5-year-old boy was very ill with cancer, and the boy was quite depressed because he seemed to understand that others came and didn't, and they left with the cover over their head, and so he was a depressed child, and the only thing that he'd light up at all was not even seeing his parents, but just being. I always break up when I tell this story. Well, so they asked me in a letter if I would have Big Bird call him. So I did, and the letter had taken 2 weeks to get to me, and they said he doesn't have much more time, so I hope you can talk to him soon. So I immediately picked up the phone. I was up in the country where I live, and they connected me to the hospital and had to rig up a phone that would reach him. Nobody had cell phones then. And so I said, "Hello, Joey. It's me, Big Bird." He says, "Is it really you, Big Bird?" This weak little voice. And I said, "Yes. And I heard you've been having a hard time, and I thought I'd give you a call and tell you what I've been doing." "What have you been doing, Big Bird?" "Well, me and Snuffy just had a wonderful picnic. We love picnics. He's so funny because he always likes spaghetti on his cabbage. And I wouldn't like that myself." So I had a nice chat with him, and I said, "Well, Joe, I'll let you go. And I had fun talking with you." He says, "Thank you for calling me, Big Bird." And I got a letter the very next week from Joey's dad, and he said as soon as he hung up the phone, his parents were there when the phone call came because they were told they better get in that day. They might not see him again. So they were there, and when he hung up the phone, he said, Big Bird called me. He's my friend." And he smiled, the first smile they'd seen in 5 months. This big smile, and he closed his eyes and left. It's really sad.
That's the kind of impact that you've had on people. How does that? I mean, is that something you can really to grasp?
Yeah, it's awfully good to. Some of that love, I like to try to rub it into my heart. Big Bird is receiving it, but I started it, and so I really think I love to. That's why I like coming to conventions like this, because I meet a lot of fans, and I hear nice things. A lot of it's the same, but they say, "I know you've heard this before." I don't mind hearing it again. It's nice to know people really like what we're doing. And I've been doing it now for 47 years.
Well, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Jeff.